Hello,
Hello.
hello. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, everything's alright. What about you?
Right here, man. Long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. So, how's
Yeah, sorry
everything
about
been
that.
on your end?
Uh, I can't complain. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, just it took a while because I was finishing my bachelor's and I was finishing up like I didn't petition to graduate, so I had to like do it last minute and I had to go to the counseling office and then I had to go do like this whole thing because I was so late on it. But they let me do it, so I don't have to wait till fall. Like so spring is here, so we're done. But yeah,
I see.
everything's done.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good being busy with that stuff. That's alright. That's alright. Okay, well, what about the game? What's the in-game news?
Uh, it's been good. Like I can't complain. Like everything that that we've worked on, I've gone to. The only thing that because I haven't really been playing as much. I think let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have maybe like because of the reset. I have maybe I'll tell you right now. Where are we guessing? I have I have 50 games in total, and this is yeah, it's like kind of spread out, but everything's been going pretty good. Everything that we're working on, I've been applying it. The only thing is like I'm now like when I was playing, I got kind of like stuck like a high diamond 3 into like diamond 2. I can't figure out why I can't make that breakthrough yet, but that's why you're here, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's why you're here, you know. But yeah, um, yeah. I mean, we can check it out and see what you think and what your input is, and we can go from there.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. Well, for latest concepts, because I remember it's been a while, is there anything in specific what you've been actively applying in your recent games? Any of those concepts? What do you think?
Yeah, so the from the last time when we talked, we were talking about like putting like being in a position where I can get into cover like within like uh a split second, like if something happens, and then
Yeah.
we were doing that, and then we were also talking about like the engagement with the tank instead of just kind of doing these random like fights. So this way we can also like support our tank a little bit more in the sense of like what target to focus on and
Hmm.
a utility, the utility, because I was doing the ash dynamite and I was like shooting it a little too low, so we were working on throwing it a little higher.
Yeah, it was simple fix, yeah. It was more mechanical. For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
hmm And then yeah, from the last time, yeah. So been applying that. Even though there's been games that like I've lost, there's been games like like I didn't die throughout the match, but I don't know whether if that was a good thing or a bad thing, or maybe I wasn't in position to even like engage overall. Period. You know. Um. I think this is one of them.
Hmm.
Let me tell you right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know how. Is it this one?
You just send whatever works, yeah, whatever the way you try
Okay.
your best, I think will work.
Okay. Okay. This one. Oh, replays. This one. Here. Let
Hmm.
me paste it on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh. I'll put it right here. So this one. Paste. This one, and then there's. Uh. It was a Junkertown. No, it was this one. This one. It's doing that glitch.
All right. We could take a look at those. Well, so we've been trying to apply all of those things, and Is there anything what you feel like you struggle with the most at the moment? If there's anything?
Tell you the truth, like I feel like I'm not finishing off like certain eliminations that like matter. So I'm not getting like the full like value of the sense of like kind of like it could be like a game winning fight. I would think, or I'm not finishing a certain elimination where it feels like I'm supposed to be finishing an elimination and I just don't finish the elimination, and then it kind of becomes a little harder because the fight gets a little prolonged, and then a teammate or I'll get picked off, and then we lose the fight overall.
I see. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, we can take a look, definitely. And the characters, what are you running at the moment? Are those the same characters or you play anything else?
Yeah, so I've added like soldier to the mix because like
Yeah.
it feels like a lot of times I feel like I'm just doing damage as Ash, and sometimes it seems like it's like wasted damage because there's no like actual um like inflict in the fight. Like it seems like it's almost just like we're like helping the other team build up their ultimates, and I don't want to just rely on like adding damage, and not finishing an elim, and then they get like ultimate uh energy or whatever for their ultimate, and then they use that to their advantage because that elim wasn't finished. So yeah, sure, the numbers can be high in the sense of like the damage is there, but where's the kill? Like where's the elimination? So it's
Right.
almost like it doesn't feel like a contribution. It almost seems like I'm working for the other team, if that makes sense.
Mm, I see, but there's also another side of the medal. You farming your own ultimate too, right?
Yes, and then
So, yeah.
so sometimes I feel like I have like a bad ultimate, and like there's no value on it either. So that's like something I would want to like see what you think about, and
Yeah.
kind of pick your brain at that.
Yeah, because I understand the reasoning. Well, let's just put it this way: the reasoning where you, because you play a certain character, because you're thinking like you contributing to their ultimate. I think this is where you want to see the target priority, really, because it all comes down to resource trade. If I'm shooting something, but even though I'm not getting kill, in theory, you should be getting the resources first. So if this happens, and if you force more resources from the enemy team compared to yours, you should be winning in the long term, right? And there's another side of the medal where you farm your ultimate, so want to figure out how to use your ultimate too. So I would be careful. Just want to say I want to be careful with where you pick the character just because you think, well, you contribute to them or something. And
Mm.
yeah, because I definitely, well, let's just put it this way: how you think you should be deciding what character to play, what it's based on, should be based on. What do you think?
So the last time that we were talking about like team composition, if we're
Yeah.
gonna be doing poke, if we're gonna do dive, if we're gonna kind of brawl, um, and so like the team composition was also a thing. And then like when we try to do like this poke situation, sometimes it feels like we're just poking, and then like there's no like results on. And I don't want to put nobody like teammates because again I'm solo queuing, so I don't expect teammates to
Yeah.
carry me. So I'm like, what can I do differently to make sure that these engagements are a little more fulfilling in my end instead of hoping that I also get a good teammate. Like is there like micro contribute like contributions that I can do to make sure that the fight goes our way a little bit better, where I have a little bit of control on that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it all comes down to. It's resource trade, basically. If I'm forcing out more resources, then we're winning overall. That's how we want to look at it, I would say, a lot of times. But yeah, I understand. Okay. So it's that, and you definitely right. Yeah, I see the latest notes as well, the compositional stuff. If you're just able to swap based on that, I think just bring in a lot of value to the table, so it should be all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's just start with this first replay. We seems that we on soldier right now. Let me see how we're gonna go anything else. Yeah, so what was your reasoning to just go the soldier here?
So I like the reason I went soldier here is because we had a bit like of a dive
Oh
composition,
yeah.
even though it's kind of a little scuffed because we have the Ana and the Mercy, but like the tank and the other DPS were on the way to dive in. And the reason I went soldier was because I felt like if my Ana was not in range to heal me, at least, and I couldn't get to a health pack, at least I had the health pack that the soldier has as a utility.
Yeah.
And then usually in my rank, like a mercy is either gonna like heal back like really fast onto like a safer target. So if I'm in a bad position, I don't want to be the reason that they also die. So that was also the reason why I had soldier, because I was like, I can at least get out of these fights, like engage and disengage kind of quick.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, overall, your comp, I think, just with your pool is suitable for soldier, but also just we gotta keep in mind the map as well. Yeah, it's not only about the com, also looking at if the map routes allowing you to just stay soldier. I think it's good. Here you have a lot of long range sightlines. For soldier, what's important is your ability to do continuous damage, and for continuous damage is just the long range spots where you can be more flanky, kind of, and like a tracer as well. Because when you flanky, then you can see most of the enemy team typically, and just able to control more of the map, more of the space, and we also take an advantage of your mobility too. But yeah, of course, depends on the context. But I think this map is decent. You have a lot of sightlines to work with. The soldier, based on your pool, should be okay. Maybe we can also go Cass as well, but yeah, soldier is alright too. Yeah, can you see the
Okay.
stream, by the way?
Yes, I have it pulled up.
Okay, perfect. Anything else to mention before we start looking at this replay?
No, nothing that comes to mind right now.
Okay, sounds good. Then let's start. Let's see where we at. I'm definitely not gonna focus on previous things too much because it's been a while. Maybe let's just watch few fights and see what we can start with. Might be also the previous things, yeah, whatever we discussed before, but yeah. Okay, so we just started our rotation. You start by going on the right side. It seems we're just gonna go to the room here, okay, and then we are gonna be establishing the pressure. Do you feel like you struggled with anything specific on this map? Is there anything what's kind of sticking? What do you feel like you had the most problems with in this game?
No, I don't recall because I like this was like a couple days ago, so it's not like fresh
Oh,
on top of the head. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's what I meant. Like I really haven't had too much like playtime.
yeah, that's alright. Okay, so let's watch a couple of those fights. How is that gonna go? My question is, and it's gonna be the most fundamental, usually, because you soldier you need to be able to do continuous damage. That is where you also might find yourself not in necessarily finishing up the kills a lot, because you don't have a lot of burst damage like with Ash or Castu, but it's fine. To be honest, it's just
Okay.
as long as you have an opportunity to constantly shoot the enemy, then this is good. And now, if you look at this, when you're trying to position, there's some downtime with your continuous damage, and this might be the problem a lot of times when you play soldier. So I want you to think about, for example, when we're starting here and just trying to take a fight, it seems we got decent value from this angle, but then later on it's starting to just give up the angle, and then we have this. Yeah, it's the position where we're not able to do continuous damage suddenly. And now my question to you is: there's anything else you could be doing just during that fight? So you gonna have that continuous damage opportunity anyway, instead of being that far back and see that entire time. This entire rotation is gonna be one to position two, where you're gonna have the downtime. not gonna be able to do
Yeah.
damage. So you lose in the resource war. Even though you got a kill, you lose in the resource war. That's why they might be turning the fight around. This is really important. So what do you think? Is there
Mm.
anything else you could be doing?
Yeah, I could have just held that angle for a little longer while they kept fighting because the Ana, I killed the Ana early on in the fight,
Yeah,
and yeah.
potentially, yeah, potentially hold the sideline. Well, what was your reason to give up the angle in the first place? Is it because of the Genji? You kind of see that Genji is doing the damage in your way, and then you
Yeah,
start.
so yes,
Mm-hmm.
the Genji, yes, because of the Genji, and because I was like, if he like dashes into me into this small room, like there's not gonna be much space for me to do much because he's just gonna overpower me in that little area and
True.
just kind of. I feel like the matchup with Soldier and Genji, if it's that close, like I will majority of the time lose that fight, you know?
Yeah, might be complicated, but at the same
Yeah.
time, we want to just maintain the sideline. We still, well, we just want to maintain the space where you have the uptime somehow, and try to maintain those angles ideally. So, what's the play in here? Instead of running back, how can you approach this here?
Uh,
Play around the
I could
Genji.
have just I could have just kept shooting him, and hopefully the tracer would help me in that situation, you know. But I wasn't really thinking of like my teammate helping me because I was just like I just saw the Genji and I was like, or what I could have done is I could have just kept doing damage and have him focus on me while my team focused on the their portion of where they were at on the map.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Let's put it this way: because we want to maintain the sideline for continuous damage. What kind of resources on your end, your own resources, maybe even map resources, can allow you to just maintain the position you have? What are those exactly?
Uh, I would say the 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 like map resources. I would say like the mini next to me, and
Yeah,
then my resources,
HP
my
pack.
health pack. So I could have had my like health pack that I carry as a soldier, and I could have just held on here and dragged out that fight a little longer.
Yeah. Do you feel like HP pack here and you also using your ability could potentially get you the kill on the Genji in 1v1?
Yeah,
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 100%.
yeah,
I would say
yeah.
it's a lot of resources, and to be honest, good Genjis they usually don't want to actively engage in you when you have your own field, healing field, because it's just gonna be complicated for them to finish the kill, especially when you do it all the chaotic movement. And this is one more resource actually to just be able to stay on the angle. But start with the basics. Start with I'm
Okay.
gonna call it shift. Yeah, shift is your healing field and HP pack. And I just want to look at the range too. And to be honest, we still find, like I mentioned, the range is still fine. They will be getting a dash range soon, but you still can think about, okay, well, what do I do with the distance later on? I don't know. Let's say they get too close. I maybe can have the distance this way. Maybe I can just try to even go here, for example, right? It's just one
Hmm.
of the things. But first, I want you to think about how to maintain the angle a little bit longer, and later on you can also reposition depending on situation. But instead of you giving up the angle completely, so see you have this a nice sightline going while your team is at A position, you kind of at this B position this way, okay? And now let's say for some reason when you realize you use your resources, maybe you don't have opportunity to just kill the Genji in 1v1 anymore because he just has an advantage with the resources for whatever reason. Where could you go next so it has high uptime instead of going here?
Just up the stairs and
Up
peek
the
the
stairs.
windows here.
Yeah, exactly. Much better. Yeah, because you suddenly don't have this where you cannot see anybody. You instantly have this sideline where you have more options. You can shoot through this doorway. You can always be here. Yeah, the uptime is important. So you just rotation wise, you will be typically going from this one angle to another, usually, if possible, especially as soldier. You're kind of not giving up the space completely. Yeah, if we break it down, I just have it this way. You're gonna have this, your team space here. This is gonna be yellow, and this is gonna be the enemy space here. Okay? and this can be your contested space in a way. Yeah, like this
Mm,
blue. Well, not entirely, just usually the middle somewhere is gonna be contested. So you want to be running in a way so you constantly able to just push that contested space, so able to just apply that constant damage in here instead of in this just giving instead of giving up too much space. Yeah, like see now you have your resources and everything, but it kind of with your play you're saying, well, it seems like I have to give up so much space, so I'll go to my friendly space, which is not necessary. You still can make things happen. You have an advantage too, right? So force them to make a mistake. Yeah, force this Genji to go on you. Force, I don't know, something else. Maybe that Echo push you, and that's why that. Especially because of that, that makes even more sense to just think how to maintain the angle. Yeah, but in general,
mm-hmm,
it's a good strat. But yeah, it's also because you have an advantage. It makes even more sense too. Okay,
mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll put it this way: contribute to contested space with your rotations, and you will usually go from one angle to another. Yeah, push from one off angle to another because that was good initial position. I would say you team is to the left, you take in the slow range off angle, just able to maintain it longer. It should be okay. Any questions about this or
No, that makes a lot of sense.
nice? Okay. Because this is how you guys gonna lose the Resource War. At the end, you kind of go in the fight, and it seems that, well, maybe you can turn this around and get a second pick even too, but after that, there's a pick on the Winston. I actually can turn that around, yeah. So, yeah, we're doing decent, yeah, but there could be opportunity for the enemy to maybe turn that around a little bit more. They actually managed to push the cart a little bit, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. Okay. A lot of good mechanical stuff too, and that we got 2 picks as well. That's pretty good. Okay, we on the angle at the start, then run away, and then we have this. Yeah, this fight starts here. Seems like might be decent sightline. Right, what do you think? So, we kind of mentioned that you want to be able to do continuous damage with your position. What do you think about your positioning over here? Is a good position anywhere else we could be doing, being, or yeah, what's your opinion?
So, so the reason I backed off from this fight was because the Genji had the Mercy pocket here
Mm-hmm.
initially,
Yeah,
and
don't wanna maybe stay in
and
there.
then yeah, so I was like, I'm not gonna win that. Like even because when they made the call out, they were like, "Oh, the tank's up in front." So I turned around to help here, but watching the replay, I didn't realize my tracer was with me here also. So when I was here, I think like let's say for if I would have won this, right? Like theoretically, if I would have won this like 2v1, then I could have just gone and stayed that angle and put pressure on the Ana and the Mercy, and then it would have been a little easier for my team to fight there. But
Yeah, in
it
theory.
didn't work that way. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it in theory, but it didn't go that way. It went the
Yeah.
opposite. So I engaged in this other fight here next to these buses or whatever these things are, and was trying to help with the tank in the front.
Oh yeah.
But I think maybe again I could have probably kept this high ground where you mentioned up here where I could speak through the windows and could have kept like uh pressure where they could have had to look up and down at the same time like a level change
Yeah.
of height and low ground with facing my tank could have been something too, you know.
Yeah, you can be, but at the same time, you got an advantage now, right? So,
Mhm.
what you should be doing if you got an advantage here when you won the fight right now? What the play is?
Get ready for the next position for the next fight.
The next fight, yeah, well, but getting ready is one thing, but because you have an advantage, is there's also another way for you to use that in terms of just how you control space? Is it the only just set up and prepare? Is there anything else we
Uh,
can do? to
Yeah,
just
I could
control
take the
more.
space to the left
Yeah,
with the tracer and beat
yeah,
them to that space.
yeah, exactly. You kind of this is what it actually trying to do. Sort of, you're trying to take the position from A. You just shoot a little bit early. That's okay. Yeah, because maybe there's somebody who can stagger. Maybe you can just get a pick and then later run away and then prepare for the next fight. I think this is fine. You just maybe thinking about how do you take space. That's one. I'm not sure the sidelines like here. Well, it seems decent to be honest. Yeah, it seems like pretty long sideline here. Maybe this can also work, but it just might be a
Mm.
little bit too short sideline. Well, you're not able to do damage towards those guys necessarily from there. So might be okay, position A, yeah. But just after that, with how you control the angle, I think you're definitely right. It just really seems that we give up the position too early. Yeah, of
Mm.
course there's a pocket, but you also have a lot of variables to play around to would allow you to just control the angle. By the way, you kind of used one, which I don't think you maybe have to a lot of times. Like here, well, it's okay-ish because they're still getting back in the fight. You probably will have your healing station next time, but it just
Mm.
you can also be more confident. Yeah, like for example, here you have your healing station. This is what exactly allows you to be more confident. You get it back, so it's fine. But you see, you have all those
Okay.
resources. So I'm thinking, well, what if I just challenge this angle a little bit longer? Maybe even force this angle to do something. And yeah, of course, maybe noticing there's a tracer, stuff like that, and just be able to get the stuff done. You also have your own ultimate too, right? So I don't
Yeah.
know, 2v2, use your range, use cover, healing station, and everything. I think yeah. Do you think you could be winning this duel with the ultimate and the tracer here? And just the
Yeah.
resources you have?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
potentially, yeah. It's just slightly easier, and then I think from here you'll have this continuous damage opportunity to shoot the backline, and it's gonna be more flanky option the way you did at the start, which is good. Because now we're kind of stuck shooting the tank from the front, which is usually not the best thing, because they get all that follow up, and yeah, you do get them eventually, but they also get some nice trades. They got two people on your end. And see, this angle is actually about to kill you now. This
Yeah.
Genji,
Yeah.
because they doubted the tracer. Now the angle is controlled. It's punishing you. I think try to fight the angle. Try to force the resources. Yeah, don't give up.
Okay.
Give it up too much. I think there's a good reason to give it up, but to recognize if there's actual commitment, right? Then I think it's a
Okay.
good thing. Then you're gonna see. Oh well, maybe I force my resources. Maybe they just actually invest in the abilities. Okay, you can start running away. But if it's just running away because you think something is about to happen, I don't think it's the best reason.
Mm.
Usually, you force
Mhm.
things to happen in a way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
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 Okay. So we're gonna say that you just force things to happen on the angle because you take those with you talk a lot about that. Yeah, cover. You just how you take angles, but this is exactly the purpose because you also do that. You might force things to happen. This is really nice. Okay, seems we got AFK or something happened. Okay, now just getting in the position, getting the Rissa, that's fine. And from here we can decide what to do next. I see, exactly. Not as scared now, because you have your cooldowns, you have all the resources. Maybe we can just keep challenging those guys a little bit more, just making sure we maintain the sideline, a comfortable one. Not sure if there's anything else we can do with the position. Let's see. Just starting here. Yeah, the bot's gonna be pushed pretty fast. What do you think? Your positioning, is it good enough
Uh,
anywhere else? We could be now.
no. Yeah, I think I could take this room again. The where the
Hmm.
Mega's at.
I
I
think,
think I
yeah,
yeah,
might
where
be
that Mega's at.
okay-ish.
Yeah, or I can. Yeah, I mean, because I'm here in the. I think for me to just either commit to the room in here where the Mega's at, or go through the stairs and poke damage. I'm pointing my mouse like if you can see it, or
Oh,
go up the stairs here,
yeah.
and go up the stairs here, and then contest this space again to
Hmm.
make them maybe turn around. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think might be okay potentially, yeah, because it's just something what forces an enemy to make the action to. It just feels a little bit more passive. Yeah, like to just force things to happen on the angle, I think. Just say force an enemy commitment. I'm just gonna write it down this way, and then you can punish that. Yeah, you usually gonna be also taking those flanks like the way you did before. Just continue that, but make sure they're actually doing something afterwards too, and try to maintain the angle. Like here, it just feels that we kind of a little bit too front to front. Yeah, still like somewhere deeper left to right would be better, I think. Even the right side, to be honest, like this to here, it's looking decent, to be honest. You have a lot of long range space to control. Just run there first. Later on, you can even maybe try to go this way also. Usually, really good position on the soldier, at least.
Yeah.
Mm. Because maybe you might force this Genji to go on you when you stay those long range angles. Maybe you force enemy Risa to push you. It's much better. You see, like your resources just kind
Mm,
of been sitting there. You see, you even like it feels like you have to use healing station, but there's no pressure on you even, right? Just
yeah.
force the pressure to happen, I think.
Okay.
And
Okay.
later on you will be using the resources. Now, we didn't take advantage of our movement, which can be pretty chaotic. You can dodge a lot of stuff, to be honest, when they pressure you, because of just how you can, yeah, how fast you are on the character. You can
Yeah.
go left, right, yeah. No healing stations used, yeah, because position is just not as proactive. Yeah. Yeah, for example here. Well, this seems like decent proactive position. Because continuous damage you on the off angle. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit awkward because you I don't well there are not too many options I think rather than this one. Your team usually drops here, you fight here. You can also maybe try to go this way sometimes. It just might be something you can do if the team is at this corner, the enemy. But in general this high gun is decent, I think. Yeah. Okay, got the Genji. Was able to see the commitment from here, just in case. Not sure we should draw, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. When I dropped, I was like, dude, why'd I drop? Like even right now, I was like, why'd I drop down there?
Yeah. Like, this might be okay if you really realize it's easy to get a kill. Like, that Genji in the bottom, well, maybe it's an easy kill. I can just commit and drop, but if not, then maintain your position, I think. Yeah, okay. Oh, we have our ultimate. Maybe we can force something to happen. It feels kind of a little bit on waiting side again, maybe. What do you think? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
this
Yeah. Yeah.
bot is kind of going here, right? It's gonna
Yeah.
be really most likely getting pushed past the corner. And you also have Valkyrie. What do you think is the play here? Just be more proactive with position.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
Maybe cut across to the left side and put pressure behind.
Yeah, potentially that. Even better. I think it's just you usually will notice a soldier, it's gonna be more of a 180 angle if map allows you. So if I'm if I have my team here, for example, they push in A, I can maybe be at this position B in theory, or I can also be at the position C somewhere here, but slightly more challenging. Yeah, just look at the range. Yeah, and you also need the medium, the long range sideline usually. But if you force an enemy to turn around completely at you, that's usually really good. This is one of the parts of proactivity. You take this kind of more 180 angle of attack if possible, if the map is allowing you to. Let me see. maybe there's some examples of that too. I usually show something. Okay, so soldier. Yeah, do I have something for soldier? Okay, let's see. Yeah, but so far all those things doesn't make sense or
Yeah. No,
any
yeah. Yeah,
any.
yeah, it seems like I'm playing too safe.
Yeah, exactly. Just force things to happen with intention as well. We just want to
Yeah.
make sure you use your cover, use your shift, use your range, because when the actual fight happens, seems, well, we just have the ability sometimes. Yeah, make sure you keep challenging the angle, but first of all, you want to be proactive, and then later kind of stay there. Well, maybe this
Yeah.
can work. The Fran is really good with that stuff, actually. With how they maintain the angles. They're also really good at movement stuff. We didn't talk about the movement today, but yeah, maybe later we can also discuss that. They just with how you can position on the angle. A lot of times he is pretty decent. But okay, let's watch him. I think maybe one of those games where he will most likely flank a little bit more. So, for example, my team is on the A side on the right. I can go left side, maybe position here, but because I need my more of a 180 angle on mid range sideline, maybe you might even expect him to go deeper, but let's see. It just recognizes there's somebody who's pushing him, so he's kind of using the range a little bit. Yep, this is what we need. Cover, range, and at the same time, your HP pack can help you to just stay in the angle more. But it doesn't mean that we give up the angle. See, in our case,
Hmm.
sometimes he just kind of run away, but he will challenge the angle to just see how the resource trade will go. Yeah, you want to make sure this guy's making commitment. Like this here, they're shooting me, so I can put the pressure back on them and trade the resources. Yeah, just who gets the better cooldown trade, that guy wins constantly, right? So because he might pull so much attention, which is he actually does. Those guys are chasing him really hard, but he's maintaining the range and using cover, maintaining the range using cover, right? And this can be contributing so much to win the fight. So this alone can be enough. Yeah, of course you will not see that all the time, people chasing you, but this is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, your practice position, it forces those things to happen, most likely. Yeah, like those guys are just gonna be chasing him, maybe a little bit more, maybe not. Okay, it's actually really far now. But yeah, this is a more extreme example, but still good to use. Now, by the way, this is one of the top of 100 games. There are top of 100 players in it, so you know. And
Yeah.
yeah, like Tao, for example, they are really good off. Wanted to say off angle. I don't know why. Off tank. Been off tank player in the Overwatch, and now they're playing. Yeah, and now they're playing tank as well. So yeah, really good on the enemy team. And there was also Crandop, really good tank. Yeah, a lot of good players. And this is all the time. Even those games, well, he didn't do much to be honest with the damage, but that's not necessarily all the time job for you. You can always just make sure you make things happen. So the positioning.
Hmm.
Okay, he's flanking like really deep to be honest. Might be a little bit more extreme example, but he's able to do that because he has the downtime. Oh, I mean, the enemies just they have to reset a little bit, so he kind of finds the time to maybe try to do that. But yeah, there's just one of the times. This is really specific, like more of a tracer example. He's gonna just get this 1v1 going. But see, this is the same idea. You can try that. You can push your limits however you want to, as long as your team is attacking this way and then I'm on this 180 angle, and I just want to time the pressure while using cover and make things happen later. That's really good. See, he's actually being patient because you want to get your team to attack as well. Just being behind. Yeah. Okay. Now there's the time to shoot. Maybe they recognize the opportunity. These guys are just moving predictably, and also their team they kind of extend a little bit. And then later on, he can just use the HP pack, and then after cover, HP pack cover, I'm good. I can challenge the angle again. You also have your E again. So we go back and re-challenge. It might seem like there are a lot of people, right? And we would maybe run away completely. But say there is constantly challenging this. He also gets the Solari lamp. Yeah, later on again we on a 180 angle, being really annoying. Yeah, being just trying to being more like a tracer, but me to long range sideline typically. Okay, does this idea doesn't make sense or
Yeah.
any
Yeah,
questions?
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like way shorter than what he's doing. I'm like a quarter of the way there. He's like he's in there.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
why I think
he's
this is a
like,
great
yeah, yeah,
example.
yeah, yeah. He's like in there. He's not even like, he's not even like with his team. He's like pretty much with the other team. Like if they're facing all the same way. That's
Yeah,
insane. Yeah,
because you're
yeah.
self-sufficient. That's why you're able to do that. You can be on your own on
Hmm.
the angle. You have your E. Don't forget about the passive. We can always do that.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of information right there.
I'm thinking, do you want to apply this stuff maybe? Just try to go in the game, or you want to watch the second
Yeah.
one?
No, yeah, no, no. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's try the soldier. Of course, watch the maps. What's allowing you to do usually the maps like those more open and where you have a continuous damage opportunity. This stuff on soldier is decent. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna die a lot though, and you'll do that first. But later on, it will be easier. You have to
Yeah.
build the patience. Just make sure that your team is attacking first. Till later on, yeah, you do the pressure too. But 180 angle, get to the position.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So you want me to share my screen?
yeah, of course.
Okay. Share my screen. And then here it is. Might be a bit of a queue time.
That's okay. That's okay. And
Yeah.
see,
The
even the
the
top I found it, it's not like, oh, it's not gonna work later. The concept is the same. It's just depending on the situation. Sometimes we're able to do that more, sometimes less. But usually there's good direction to go with those deep angles, similar to
oh,
Tracer. Yeah. Hmm.
okay. Okay. And then what's it called? Yeah. So like from watching him and then like watching what I was doing, like it's a whole complete like different scenario. It like the way I can like maybe like explain it is like let's see.
Well, you did take an angle though quite frequently. It's just it's partially the map, and also you didn't maintain it. I think it was the biggest problem. You push in the right direction with the angles. You can do it even more, yes, but what needs the most work is just how do you maintain it 100%. But yeah, you can just pretty much follow the same direction, go on the angle, and I just want you to try to maintain it as long as possible. See, push your limits with that, and after that you can see if you need to use your abilities. Maybe do we need to use our E? Do we need to also just maybe go towards the HP pack? Yeah, use cover. Don't run away instantly. Even though there are a lot of enemies, it's good. It's okay. We
Yeah, it
can
almost felt
challenge.
like I was like let's say that was the fight. It almost felt like I was here, and then I would push to here, and then I would like go back here, like kind of
Yeah,
playing a little too
completely
safe.
away. Yeah, completely just
Yeah.
be not challenging the back. Yeah, I just want you to find a way to always challenge them, even though it's 2v1. Treat it this way. It's not that they can kill me, and that's why I don't challenge them. It's exactly the opposite. You try to challenge them, so you divert the attention, and this way you win the resource war. Because it's 2v1. Think, if you just constantly diverting the attention of two people and living on the angle, because you have your E, because you have the cover, because you also have your, yeah, also, I think I don't know, I said shift, yeah, it's your E, yeah, your healing field, it's your E, because you have it, it allows you to just keep challenging those guys, and it's so much for your team. Imagine 3 people pushing me, it's even better. Oh, look at it
Yeah, to
this
make it
way.
an uneven fight.
Yeah, yeah. Once you don't have your resources, you don't have your range, you don't have your cover, then sure, you can try to give up the angle, but usually E is one of the biggest things.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 I think yeah. Even like rewatching it, it was more like I think I was also like waiting for my tank to engage a little too much. Uh, for me to make an engagement, and I think that also had like an effective like the outcome too, because it made me play passive
Yeah,
on trying to wait on somebody that was a little late to the fight every time. So yeah, I could see like how that is a big detriment.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's also might be a little bit tricky to just sync the time with your tanks, but to be honest, if you have the best position, you divert the attention. It's a really, really good thing. Just keep kind of fighting your position setup first, and then fight. You will, that will be alright.
I didn't even know this was in here.
Oh, this one? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
well, it's relatively new, but yeah, it's been here for some time.
I didn't even know it was in here.
Yeah. They did set it up.
Yeah. I didn't even know. Yeah,
Do you
that's
do
all
you
bad.
warm up with Voxta and the other stuff? I think we talked about it, yeah, before. But do you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's what. Yeah, so that's like on my main like warm up, like how we were talking about last time.
yeah.
It's usually on the Vecta. I'll do the 10 minutes, and then I'll like kind of warm up for like the 10 minutes, and then I'll go and then I'll like do like the skirmish thing. Yeah, pretty much like from what we did last time. Just the box to warm up, and I have it, and I didn't think we were gonna do like a live one, so I didn't even warm up. I just had
That's okay.
the yeah. So I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I don't care. Like for me, it's like the improvement, you know. I think like I think sometimes there is like good performances like in the game, but I think like the consistency. For me, the consistency would be a little bit more better as opposed to like I had a good game, I had a bad game, like 50-50. It almost feels like coin flips, you know?
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's always good thing to push, finding how proactive you can be, so you make things happen because you don't want it to be conflict. Yeah, you can always be bad at just controlling the map because you took that position, and then you're the one in control who just uses the movement in the right way, or maybe uses abilities in the right way, so you not being forced to just like rely on your teammates. You never know how they use cooldowns, but they can always rely on you how you use your own. So that's why we make things happen, especially because of that too. Just diverting the
Okay.
attention.
So, so right now, do you want me to play this how I would normally play it?
Well, I
Uh,
want you
uh,
to try new things. No, I want you
okay,
to yeah,
okay, okay. What we talked about.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
Just try to get in position, be proactive, and there's gonna be more 180 angle approach, and try to hold the
Yeah.
angle more. Yeah, just make sure if you have your E, I want you to try to challenge and have the range. Those are two most important things, to be honest. Range
Okay.
HP pack, range HP pack E, range HP pack E, always. Right, seems like decent position to the left. Yeah. That's okay. If you're getting pushed, you can have the range, but later on, re-challenge the angle, find a way to do that too.
Okay.
So see, we kind of
Gotcha.
again
Gotcha.
went back too much, yeah. But you could be
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
re-peeking and again challenge from here. Yes, exactly. You're not giving up the angle completely. Like force this guy to chase you again. That's fine. Later
Okay.
on, you can run, but then repeat angle again. Okay. Yeah, seems pretty decent. Just a little bit too close, but I think it's fine. If you kind of lean more
Okay.
back a little bit, I think, and also have cover while challenge them, will be really
Okay.
good. But yeah, the intention, just direction is good. Yeah, make sure you kind of have the cover with the range. It will be alright.
I'm dead here.
That's okay. Right? Might be a slight disadvantage, but try to make things happen. Cover as well, don't forget about it. Yeah. See where your team is? Because
Yeah.
from here, yeah, you wanna. This is the point where, well, my team is not around. Let's try. Remember that the front just going really deep. So
Okay.
go out. Yeah, and so alright.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
trying to do all the things, but you will need time to pressure with your team too. So But you can kind of go on the angle back in their spawn or something. Okay, can be a decent start. Nice, good kill. How do you force things to happen? Think. What are the
Push
sidelines?
this angle with this,
Yeah,
maybe?
try this out, yeah. This looks decent. Nice, good. And see, you force things to happen, they turn it to you, your team's pushing forward.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, we're doing the same, but I want you to make sure you have range and cover while doing that.
Okay.
Make sure, yeah, not too in the open.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that echo died. I didn't see.
Echo died. Well, you killed the start, right?
Okay.
So, yeah. That seems pretty decent. Nice, good job. Now we're moving on the angle again. Re-challenge if they push you out, and should be good. I like it. I like it. Maneuver around here. Yeah, nice. Looking good. Okay. Set up for the next fight? Not sure. Well, maybe this left stairs, maybe. Just any long sideline would work. Make sure you have the cooldowns when the fight happens. It will be good.
Okay.
Wait, your Kaz got 2 with the Ainun. I was not expecting that. Nice, good kill. Okay, move on the angles. See how do you go, maybe left side. I think this is okay. This sideline, yeah. Just be careful of this left room. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You just need cover, like this way. The way you do. Re-challenge the angle if it's needed. You still have D, so don't run. You still have D,
Okay.
yeah. You can run, but run enough so, yeah. Okay, almost, yeah. It's just the Echo is about to peak. Yeah, kind of prepare for this and re-challenge the angle again. That's fine. Yeah, it's alright, it's alright. Just like kind of run, but no, don't give up the angle. Yeah, re-challenge it back. That's what I want to say. Yeah, make
Okay.
sure kind of
Okay.
maneuver, keep maneuvering on this off angle, but later on you go back to challenge.
Okay.
I like it so far though. Keep this up. You guys doing great. Okay, expect the Echo to challenge you. By the way, you might expect them. Okay, I want you to run. I want you to run. Try to make sure. Yeah, it's a bit difficult. You know, for
Yeah,
example,
that's everybody there.
you can just try to maybe, let's say, run all the way left to him, for example. So,
Okay.
yeah, this way you kind of maintain the distance. Cass will push you, and you can maybe kill him. Or maybe that 3 people push you, well, then you die, but at least, you know, you tried. It's fine, because we're trying this out. And yeah, living on this off angles. Okay, if you will get pushed, try to think how do you re-challenge. This guy will get close.
Okay.
But take HP pack and then re-challenge the angle later. Okay, you don't need HP pack anymore, right? Okay. Looking decent. Might think about how do you use the ultimate later on. It's so annoying for the enemy team here. See that Cassidy? You cannot do anything. Yeah, force them to push you. It's fine. We challenge later. Prepare the cast might push you. That's okay. That's alright. That's alright. They just killed a lot there. That's so a little bit complicated. You guys can retake it. You have a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's just usually difficult when they put the shield in your way to use your ultimate. That's why you kind of need your team to distract as well together when you're being on this angle, but it's fine. Yeah. Can try out this other spot. If your team goes left, you go somewhere else. Like right. So long.
It's long, huh?
Yeah. It feels like I'm not sure. I didn't check the patch notes. Just feels slightly longer. But No, I think it should be the same. Should be the same round. It just felt long. It's okay. It's good. They're trying to challenge you. You kill them, especially when you have your E and HP pack. Yeah. Okay. Move. You have your E and the HP packs, everything, so you can be here. Yeah. Echo above you, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. We keep challenging the angles. Just maybe find a way to also repeat it differently if you need. See, this guy's hiding behind the pillar. You can maybe just try to, I don't know, repeat it differently. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So like, if they kind of stuck, they know where you are, sometimes you can just move on the angle and go deeper. I don't know, open up, go left side deeper or something, or...
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, looking decent. Okay. And you can open up with the ultimate once your team's ready, yeah? You can just, well, a little bit awkward because, yeah, you need to... just clear the echo. Yeah, but this is good. You cleared the echo. That's nice. Try to live. But distance, a little bit of distance. Yeah, it's okay. Just see, when you don't have your E, especially, you will kind of usually try to keep a little bit more distance with cover. It will be alright. But yeah, I see you try to dodge with movement there. It's okay. It's just they have slight advantage when you the echo is more short range character, right? So
Yeah.
you have to run away in those cases a little bit more, but then we challenge them back. Yeah, I like the idea. Also good to crouch in those cases so they don't hear you. See, they kind of turn at you now because they hear you too. It's like, I'm on the angle, I can crouch. Expect the echo to contest you, by the way. Yeah. Like, this guy will go on you? Yes? Yes. Perfect. This is how we play. This is what we want. You force things to happen, your resources allow you to survive. Okay, might carry this, but not too sure. Yeah, you need to be careful. Need to make sure you stay alive on the angle. Oh, so close. Nice, good job. We did a lot. Keep maintaining the angle, and maybe shoot Diana, if you can. Diana's still alive. Okay. I can shoot Echo, yeah. If Diana is using Nano. It's a good angle. Just be careful of the cast. Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking pretty good, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I know what you mean here. So, I can leave this.
Yeah. You want to show the... Yeah, that time when the Echo pushed out especially, right? Just, that's how it will be most of the time. Obviously, versus them, you kind of keep the range in mind too. But if you do that consistently, expect them to push you too, that's great.
Okay. Here, let me send this to you here.
You want to review that one?
What do you think, or should we just do another one?
We can. It's up to you. If you feel like, because I think so far it's just, yeah, I would see how you can implement it just a few times. What I want you to try is don't forget about the cover with the range. So especially when you use your E, it's gonna be kind of your priority. Usually, it's like range cover, but then also movement together with that too. It's just remember those times. The short range characters pushing me, like Echo going after me. Okay, I can try to give up the angle a little bit if I don't have my E, yeah, but later you re-challenge it. Yeah, it's just the way we did. Just keep the same things, what you've been trying. It should be okay. I think there's not too much else to pick up on. Maybe just the second thing is try to live on the angle more if your team is dead. Yeah, just literally go in there, spawn or something. This map, it might be more challenging because it's a control map, but you can still try this out.
Okay.
Yeah, just most of my team is dead. Okay, how do I live on the angle? Where am I now? Because 180.
Okay.
Now let's see if it works on this map, because there are a lot of short range spaces. Especially if we get something like Yes, anything except of this long range. I always forget the name. Yeah, there's one with long range sightline. The other two, they just more short distance. But the soldier is both doable for those. Just find those more open spots. Yeah, everybody's banning Zarya, Sombra, Freya, and there's also sometimes Doomfist bans. Wrecking Ball, well, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, Wrecking Ball is just like it's like well, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, it seems like they just live forever, you know. And then like that
Yeah.
whole shield thing, and then it just like the that character just doesn't die. Same like before,
Mm.
like Malga got that nerf.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jesus, it felt like you were like shooting forever, and I was like, dude, it feels like I'm shooting marshmallows at this guy all the time, you know? I was like, jeez.
No, that's the main point of him a lot of times. Just make sure he lives and you waste resources on him, and that's he team wins basically. Right, we do the same stuff. Try to live in the angle, move, keep this long range sight line. The left side is usually good, by the way. Yeah, the one you took here, and then you kind of rotate deeper or back depending on where your team is. Yeah, you can make that jump too. Mm-hmm. I like it. Expect the Genji and Winston to dive you. Yeah. So this way you kind of you force things happen. You see, like here, I would like you to maybe maintain it a little bit so you stay just near the lodge, so you don't give it up completely, right? You just kind of run,
Okay.
but don't run too far, right? Because you can still play in the lodge or something. Just to force those guys to chase you. That's okay. Well, this is a little bit too close, so you have to, yeah, you have to do something different, but it's okay. You can just try this one more time. For example, this left angle, and don't give it up too far, yeah? So just
Okay.
go to the lodge, then you commit even more. Okay, then I give it up if you recognize you can die, but
Mm.
yeah.
Okay.
Just don't be full in on disengage. Yeah, try this out again. Maybe see what works, left or right. Just see what are the options. Mm-hmm. Expect the Winston to jump on you too, but just be ready to kind of challenge them a little bit more. Yeah, Genji as well. The most likely will try. Mm-hmm. Nice, good stuff. And force the Genji to go on you there. It's 1-for-1 still. If you kill the Winston, might be doable. And this guy has Primal, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you can try to still force it. It's okay if you get him low. It's okay, that's okay. Mm-hmm. Need more open options somehow. Yeah, high
Okay.
grounds, like right side, I don't know, like somewhere where you're able to see them more. Otherwise, it's gonna be difficult for you. Yeah, that's okay. You know, for those maps, the Cassidy is also pretty decent because of it. You see, like, this kind of
Yeah.
if you go cast, you do the same passive value from your positions, right? It works better, especially versus the dive, because there's just no long sightlines almost. That's why it's difficult. Guys might try to retake. Okay, Nano Blade. That's alright. That's alright. Just if you get this next, a lighthouse, for example, even another one, ruins. If you get this one, you still have a lot of long, short sightlines, so it'll be easy on cast, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just really because you also need to pick depending on the map too. That depends. Yeah, I felt like uncomfortable, right? They took the angle, but then they just hidden in the buildings. That's why more burst characters are usually better, like the short range burst. in those
Okay.
cases.
Even on this one.
This is ruins. Usually something like Ash is slightly better, but the comp given they have as well, I think Cass is also fine. And your comp,
Okay.
well, yeah. You just throw out the same stuff though. Treat your abilities like opportunity for you to take those angles. For Cassidy, it's gonna be, let's just say, not 180 completely, but like 90, for example. You're still gonna be going somewhere kind of off angle.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And the dabbers that will dab you, you have your flash. Yeah, you have your roll, so you can kill them quickly. You can just burst them. And Mercy can help you out too, just potentially when you're on this. Right, Ryan. Well, try to challenge the angle, repeat it if something happens. Yeah. Kind of keep challenging. Yeah, this is our. Yeah, nice. We force them in the room there. Maybe see if there's an option to also kill. You need to force them to push you so you get to the point where you use your flash to. Or use your flash to get a kill.
Oh
Yep.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, sorry. I was talking. That's
No,
why.
no, no, no. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. I mean, we traded. We traded. We traded. We
Yeah.
traded.
Like that was a great opportunity to try to flash them though. If they do this, it's just because exactly you take those deep angles. It's kind of similar to Winston jump. They jump you because you are on off angle, right? So you just be ready to flash. Yeah, yeah. Okay, no sleep. But your team's down too, so
Uh,
careful. That's fine, that's fine. Just try to
Trigger, dagger
try
there.
to try to die or something or yeah. That's okay. In those cases it's kinda you either farm wool charge if you don't have one or just try to get a pick and you okay.
This ends now.
Mm-hmm. Nice, good. Find your angles from here, so you force them to push you a little. You're off angle somewhere.
He's gonna shatter.
Yeah. Shutting down Nano. That's fine, that's fine. Ah, it's okay, it's okay. We'll try it. Sometimes it's not always all winnable too. Might
Yeah, yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
some good parts to just review. I think the second point is definitely much better, but it just feels like your team is also not doing whole much on the second. But the first one, well, it's partially the swap you can make earlier, and it's just also recognize. Yeah, I think it's partially the swap and the partially just how we use the angle, but it's all right. Oh, you can stop the queue for now.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. We have enough time. We can. Yeah, just send me this one. Send me this one. Let's go
Okay.
over some of the things. Yeah. Yeah, any questions? I think that first map especially was a good example on what you gotta be looking for. Runesapi is being able to play soldiers well. Yeah, good long range map too. Any questions about anything so far, or
No. I mean, like, I understood like what you were saying when I was playing, and then
yeah,
then I would just like kind of get stuck in like a little space, and then I would just get stuck there, and then I would die, and then I was like, okay, I know I have to move a little sooner on
yeah,
the spacing, so this way it doesn't seem like I'm just stuck there like a sitting duck, you know, a little of the faster movement in the sense of like, okay, they're already pushing me, let me space out a little bit, and then
mm-hmm.
re-challenge the angle again.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely the second point. I mean, the second game especially is kind of slightly harder to just because of the how the map works and overall the your team as well feels, but it's okay. That happens. I think what matters is the game's long term, so it's gonna be easier and easier. I think the good example, so based on what we mentioned, just maintaining the sidelines can be the first fight, for example. Can you see the stream, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just screen sharing now. Okay, so this can be pretty good example of what you'll be looking for, especially if they're gonna be more short range scenarios. If I'm in this situation, you first of all need to expect the pressure to happen, most likely, right? This Winston and Genji will jump me. So you can try to anticipate how do I move in the angle. You're gonna be pushing from one off angle to another if possible. Yeah, because you have your E, it allows you to stay alive, but you need E, range, HP packs, cover, all of that, possibly. Okay, so what
Yeah.
we want you to try to do is to not give up the position completely. Yeah, so you kind of have this vertical angle option. You also have this one connected. It's going to be another one. Ideally, I want you to try to make sure you constantly do the movement and on those angles. And if it's really needed, then we're going to be breaking the line of sight and kind of dropping from this. So this is going to be the ledge here, maybe the ledge there. Yeah, make them extend even more. So as soon as you recognize that was a good decision to run away, you just would kind of full in on the runaway like it used to do before. So you like, yeah, let's just, go towards my team. But now, where could you be going if this Winston jumps you and be annoying for him?
I like you mentioned, I think I just go to where this edge is at, where
Yeah,
I'm not
like
sure what
this
character is
way.
at, where
Yeah,
yeah, like towards this, so I can kind of make him run into us a little more. Um,
yeah, yeah.
but I just kind of like dropped down, and then like we got killed. But
Yeah,
here we are.
exactly. and,
Yeah.
and see, because you do that, you force this guy to peek around the corner. Potentially, if he really wants to challenge you, you just kind of stand here. But because you got so much support, this is what's getting your battery so straight. Yeah, technically, you would be not using anything, and this guy committed the bubble, so this gets you to battle resource trade later. So right now, in
Mhm.
theory, I could be staying, this guy's giving up the position, well, it could break the bubble, by the way, by playing here, and just kind of sitting there, standing still, even.
Yeah.
And then later you get to shoot the Mercy, and you get to pressure this, I don't know, Genji out, but now, because they got map control, it's gonna be difficult. Yeah, that's why I want you to just have this always sort of a mindset. If you got pushed from the angle, you need to find a way to re-challenge it. Yeah, don't give it up completely. Yeah, always be on this. How do I still be annoying on this side? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Making sure we constantly maintain the pressure there should be alright. It can be one of the good examples here. Yeah, does it make sense? Any questions about this example here?
No, that made a lot of sense. The
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
even like the game before this one, the one on what map was it? I forget the name of that map.
Rune Sapi, yeah.
Yeah, Runasapi. That one, like when I was in those positions, that's where it made more sense because I was like, okay, I know where I have to be. I'm just not there, right? Like I'm just like I'm like still questioning like the movement. And I think it's like I'm questioning the movement of where I'm supposed to be and where I'm supposed to go. So that's why I'm kind of like stuck in those like little situations where I just end up
Yeah,
dying because I kind of like stunt myself and I end up staying there when I should have already left. Like my disengagement timing is horrible when and re-engaging, right? Like I can disengage for a brief second and then, like you said, re-challenge that again. And I think that like towards like the end of that Runasapi map was when like the Echo ended up overcommitting into the small room with me, and so she was like trying to get me out of that the room into out into a different space, but because I had my E there, I was able to contest and win that fight and
yeah,
retake that goal. And then I think I got like another pick off of it because of it, and I think so. That's like so that was like my biggest like question. um like those little fights, right? They're like super important
yeah.
here.
No, that was so
Let's
good,
see.
by the way. It was a good example on the Echo. That's what you want to repeat more, 100%. You kind of force them to isolate themselves while using your range, while using the resources. Kind of the same thing here. You don't be afraid of them. You find a way to make sure you play on your own terms, but keep challenging. so the resources will be diverted. Sometimes you have to run away. Like there was example of the front where they chased them really big time. Yeah, for example here, there was 3 people or 2 people. Yeah, watch them getting pushed. Let's say they kind of recognize. You also need to hear the footsteps too. When it's just this stuff is happening. Yeah, so there are like 2 people pushing him. He's like, well, this is a little bit too much, but I use my range, I use HP packs, I use my resources, so I try to stay alive, of course. By the way, I just wanted to mention when you in those cases on the angle, it was the first map mainly, but when you do that, if you're waiting, I think there are a few times when you team swinging right side. Yeah, there have been times they swing right side and then you on the left, and we just stand there still and move. Remember, when you do that, the enemies can hear you slightly. That's why you wanna try to crouch. You see, like the way he does
Mm,
this, yeah, it just removes the sound, and this way it makes it easy for you to exist on the angle. You want to make sure they cannot hear as much from you.
okay.
So because remember there was one time they turned at you, yeah, this is partially because of that, and maybe they didn't push you necessarily, but you make them prepare the engagement. So make sure you always try to crouch on the angle as well. This allows you
Okay.
to maintain it. Yeah, it's kind of parts of the movement. To be honest, there's a lot of small things as well can be you can be doing, like dodging stuff. Yeah, but the Fran is really good at movement, by the way. In general, I think Soldier Tracer, those 2 characters are signature heroes for him. He's playing those a lot, to be honest. Even on the pro level you could see some of the watts where he was playing those a lot. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
this is good.
I'll look at like a lot of like his videos. So I can see what he's doing a little bit, and then so what I should be looking for, like, let's say I'm trying to like kind of mimic his play style, right?
Ah,
Should I be,
well,
or what do you think?
I, I
Well, I
I
mean, I'm
thought
not gonna be able to replicate, because
yeah.
he's definitely like years ahead, right? So some of the stuff that he may get away with, I probably would never get away with, right?
Yeah,
Because he just has a different understanding of what he's doing and a
yeah,
whole different.
exactly.
And so,
The
should
way
I be
you
looking
can
at like?
watch. Yeah, sorry, continue. Yeah. Hmm.
So, do you think I should like? Should I watch like uh, when he's crouching, why he's crouching, when he decides to engage or disengage? Not necessarily like, hey, I'm gonna run in here and hope like I have like
Hmm.
got to your aim and just be able to like delete everything, because that's not the case, right? Like for him, this is not the case in this moment in time. He's just kind of like creating space and having the team, from watching this, like making the team like do a 180. He's like kind of like baiting like a reaction to almost like play my angle, right? It seems
Yeah,
like I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah,
It's like play my angle. I want to fight you here.
yeah,
I don't want to fight you there. I want you to turn around and fight me here because I
yeah.
want you to fight me here. And it seems like it ends up being like an ego thing for like the other two, right? Like the Cass and the Ana that were following him. Like, okay, like I'm gonna go kill you, and then he just kind of pulls 2 of them out of the fight, and
Yeah,
then his
exactly.
team is four versus three, right? And it gives them an advantage because I'm assuming just like in my game, somebody's like, "Yo, where the fuck are you?" Right? And then you're just like across the map, like doing your own thing. But it seems like for this instance, it works because
Because you're contributing to the same space. That's why it works.
correct, yeah.
Yeah,
So
doesn't
like,
matter what position. Just do it at your own way, but contribute to the same space.
yeah. So for me, it would be like, how can I figure this out, right? Like what we're talking about, because I can talk about it, but I don't understand how to do it,
I
right? So
mean, for now, what is the concept we just practiced? Yeah, so how to do
yeah,
that? Well, there was what is the positional thing you should be doing? What we just mentioned so far on the soldier. What
uh,
kind of positions you should be taking?
the off angle, and then not
Yeah,
giving up that whole position
yeah, yeah,
entirely. Like fight
yeah,
for the space, fight for
yeah,
the space, and use my utility like the E. I think the best example was that Echo one, because you're like, no, just like stay there and fight it, and then sure enough, I win that fight, and then that leads up to another elimination, winning the whole round, and then that created that whole thing. on that match where I ended up behind the team, and then I was shooting the Echo, the Ana, the tank, and the Cass, and then on the last fight, and they never turned around to see me. They just kept getting shot from behind while they were focused
Yeah, yeah.
on trying to stay on the point.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. This is how you do that. Yeah, you can always break down all of that in small variables. It's not like it's rocket science too. Yeah, it's just we have those two things to practice. Yeah, actually take those positions. Yeah, that was step one. So what positions? 180 angles, pretty easy, I understand. Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Mhm.
And then you're gonna be using your resources. It's your E, your range, HP packs cover to maintain the angle. For now, this is good enough, I think.
Okay.
And if you got pushed from the angle, you can try to retake the duel. Yeah, re-challenge the angles. Yeah, don't give up those completely. Don't run away too far like it was in our first. I think the first game we reviewed. After that, Rune Sapi was so much better, right? And they also tried it on
Yeah.
Nilus, but yeah, partially because of the map, it's also a little bit difficult. But yeah, still, there are some good examples where we could still be more on the offensive side. Usually, short range map Cassidy is better. That's to be honest, been pretty big things, but it's okay. I just want to practice the stuff, so it's all good. I just play more, see how that goes, and we'll be okay. Oh, by the way, you ask me, do I just mimic him? Don't mimic anyone. When you watch anybody, if you want to watch the video, I also will link it in the summary. It's gonna be in tasks, okay? Can watch the front.
Yeah.
To relate, to just go over the concept. So the way you can watch is, we went through the concepts, okay? Your homework can be, try to always stop, just pause, watch the video, pause, and stop and think through the lens of the concepts we discussed. What he would be doing currently, well, not what he would be doing, but what I would do. And then if your prediction is wrong, then you want to watch closely. If he does something different, what you didn't predict, then you can try to just watch closely and see, oh, he's doing something different. Okay, why? Figure out why. Usually, the pros decision, the good players' decisions are good. Yeah, it's usually one I assume is good to make it easy for you, but sometimes execution can lag. Yeah, maybe the timing came wrong, maybe something else can be wrong, but usually the decisions are on point. So figure out why. So for example, here, just see at the end of the fight. Okay, you can. Yeah, like right here, you can think, okay, what I would be doing. Yeah, let me see the proper fight when it's yeah. So they're gonna rotate towards the next point. Okay, and here they will be attacking this way, and you can pause and think what I would be doing now, what you would be doing now if you need to attack this point of your team's over here. What do you think? What you would do?
I would probably continue on this the path to get
Yeah,
around behind them because my team is here
yeah,
on this right side
yeah,
and I can come behind them because I'm assuming the majority of the fighting is gonna be if nobody's following him then I can safely assume
yeah,
that the whole other five are
yeah,
fighting the other team, thinking like, oh, okay, we have an advantage. The soldier is out of the picture, and then come around and then start shooting from behind again
yeah,
and cause a
exactly,
distraction.
exactly. And
And then
this is how you can watch. Yeah, continue.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, and that's how you watch them. Yeah, you make that prediction and see what they do. It's probably that they will do what you mentioned. Yeah, his team's getting killed right now, though. Three
Yeah.
people. What you would do here?
I would probably like stay in a position where I don't have to rerun this route and kind of like wait for my team to start the engagement again.
Yeah,
So then this way I already have that
yeah,
position
yeah,
beforehand, and then I don't have to like my team doesn't have to be like, bro, you're running the route from all the way behind again. Like resetting the race, kind of.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
stay somewhere and
See,
crouch.
going deeper. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and wait because all of them are on point, right? Because they just wiped the team.
Yeah, you see that? Yeah, it
Yeah.
was good prediction, and you made the good prediction. You see them do that. That's good. Yeah, but then there might be a point of time where you predict. Well, it's just something's wrong. Yeah, like they do something different from what you assumed. That's why you will pay close attention and try to review why. Again, through the lens of the concepts we went over, I think that's good enough. There also might be other reasonings, yeah, because there are a lot of other concepts. But anyway, this is a good start, I think.
Yeah. Can I like bother you for like 1 second? Can I?
Yeah.
I would just want to pick your brain on this like real quick. Let me share my screen with you. Because I wanna see what you think, right? So
Of
this
course.
is me, right? On Soldier, and this is the same map, the Runasapi one. I don't. Uh, so I was here, right? With the echo, and then I couldn't crouch, so they couldn't hear
Yeah,
the step,
yeah,
the
yeah,
step.
that's right.
So okay, this is my question. So I was here, and I'm shooting the cast that was here, the Mercy, and then the Ana that was here.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just I wanna make sure I wanna see if what you're thinking. So I went here, right, and I'm like, oh shoot, like I'm not gonna win this fight, and then I disengaged and I went all the way here, right? Like pretty much
Yeah,
like the opposite of what we said about the friend, like resetting the whole race, right? And then
yeah.
you're like, well, we contested, right? And then I went from like I peaked
Yeah,
here,
and
and then
you
I was
get
like,
with
okay,
your
we
team.
contested,
Yeah, yeah,
and then I went again here,
yeah,
right? And then so if, for example, right, like let's say I'm the cast, right, and the cast is shooting here, right, and he's like shooting, I'm over here, and he starts to push me, right? How far should I disengage so I don't have to go all the way here? But now let's say like they overcommit to me, right? Like they end up like chasing me all here. They're like, dude, just get
yeah.
this dude out of here, kill him, and I end up here. This is not too much of a disengagement.
But what if you
Uh,
just use that spawn as disengagement point? What if you literally go to the left side? If they all of them are here near the bot, right?
oh,
You can
yeah,
still
yeah, yeah,
it's the
yeah,
same way
yeah.
what the front did, right? To maintain 180 angle, right? Potentially. Well, obviously want to see if you're not getting close to anybody here and dying, but potentially you can do that, right?
Yeah,
So
because I ended up coming this way, and then I died here, right? Like I had the Sojourn, the Echo, the
yeah,
Mercy,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm like,
It's
and I
okay.
was like, I was like, he used ult, and then I panicked, and I tried to grab this, and it was gone because he picked it up, and then
Yeah,
I just died. Okay.
the parts of that is also anticipating the threats. Yeah, this is something what's important too. If you anticipate somebody, you can also be ready to challenge them, put your cross in the right place. That's gonna be partially the big thing too. But yeah, for now
Okay.
you can keep practicing this. Will be okay, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then for so I mean I'm on break anyways because I'm done with school
Yeah.
till like fall. So I think we can schedule something for next week if that works.
Yeah, should be
For you.
okay. Yeah, yeah, should be okay. Should be okay. Let me take a look at the schedule.